Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTRL. It is Div 1, it is the Hungary, and it is round 9 of Season 14. And we are at the circuit which has delivered what has previously been known, or rumoured to be said, as the most exciting races in FTRL history. So this should be one to watch. So the Div 1 boys bound to deliver some absolutely cracking racing, as they always do. So last time out then we were at Singapore, and Dutch Tricks took victory in a intense tyre battle against AJU, and with it he overhauled the man on the screen who had been leading the championship, but a DNF for Tico has seen him fall away down to P4 in the championship, so he's got a bit of ground to make up. He is the first lap time on the board, and he goes on to pole position straight off the back. So Tico looking to bounce back after last week. The man behind him, Dutch Tricks, won the race last week. He now holds P2 in the championship, just a point off the championship lead. And of course with just 5 rounds remaining, with the replacement round at Silverstone to come at the end of the season as well, still all to play for. So here's the 4-man then. So the Hungary, tight, twisty, tricky. Doesn't often produce great races in real life F1, and of course the scene of Jenson Button's first ever F1 victory, but the good thing about league racing is that the racing is usually spectacular and fast. So see how we get on tonight then. A few first laps going in then. So Tico currently holding provisional pole position ahead of Dutch. Aaron is P3, Adamako P4, onto the podium P5, and Panda P6, although it doesn't look like onto the podium or Panda particularly hooked up their laps. Aaron then interestingly has gone on the alternate strategy. He's on medium tyres on a 14.6 with pole time currently a 13.4. Scuba's gone into P3 in the meantime, so see how we get on. 16 with us tonight. Be our Calvin back this week from Mayo. Let's see how he gets on then. He comes around the penultimate corner to the final corner. This is where you need to get a good slingshot, a little bit wide with a bit of a lock up there, obviously onto the DRS straight. And the Kelvin goes up to P7 on a 15.3. City Posh has snuck into P4, just ahead of his teammate then on a 14 flat. But he is on the soft tyre. He's done 2 laps as well there, interestingly. So the first runs of the top 9 done anyway. We've got Dan Morris on an outlap, and still a handful of drivers in the pits. Still waiting for Sway, Graham, AJU, Cliffy, Zumpy, Wesker and Dan Morris to set lap times then. Unfortunately, Max, there will be no Cuban Pete this evening because I don't have an Elgato, so you'll have to wait until tomorrow for Cuban Pete, I'm afraid. We're just going to have to be serious tonight. So Pagani in the chat already. Hashtag Team Aaron, hashtag Team Will, hashtag Team City Posh Blue. Of course, Aaron is one of the form guys in FTRL at the moment. Took a double victory in GT1 on GT Sport on Friday. Currently sits 3rd in the championship, ahead of Tico. You won't mind me mentioning that. I'm sure he's definitely not mentioned it in the chats at least 100 times today. So yes, a very tight battle currently playing out at the top of the Div 1 standings. This point system we've implemented this year, keeping it nice and tight between the guys at the top as they battle it out. So as things stand then, it is Scuba who is currently leading the championship on 118 points. A point behind him is Dutch Tricks on 117, then a 5-point gap back to Aaron, who's on 112, and then Tico is 4th on 111, so just 7 points separating the top 4 in the championship. Then you've got 3 people tied on 95, 5th, 6th and 7th. That's Wesker, Graham and City Posh, so not out of it, but a bit of ground to make up. Of course, with the point system the way it is, you feel that they need... Oh, Sway gets on Goy curb. That's a big slide, but just about gathers it up. That is his lap ruined. So we'll go back and pick up with Cliffy then. So missed last week. Back here, this man has shown a lot of pace since he's joined. So what can he do tonight? Clipping the grass there. Using all the track, the curb and a little bit of the green stuff. he swings through this S section, picking up speed, bit of a wobble off the curb, but it's okay. Into the final sector, he has done a purple sector, got a yellow flag in sector 2. Where is Cliffy about to join us on the grid? Sweeps around the final corner, keeping nice and tight. He's on the medium tyres as well, so this will be a good lap if he can get himself in amongst them. He's only P7, and so a 15.0 for him. That's 4 tenths away from Aaron, who is currently the highest placed medium runner, though Aaron is now out on a lap on the soft tyre. Going round to the end of the lap then. Into the final corner. Can he sit in P5? Can he improve on his 14.6? As Dutch goes fastest, Aaron goes third on a 13.7. So he leapfrogs Scuba as Dutch just leapfrogged Tico, who's currently still sat in the pit lane. Let's go and pick up AJU, shall we? Of course, he was second last time out. In the Ferrari. Here he is. Had an excellent run in Singapore. The safety car definitely helped him with his strategy, but had excellent pace thereafter. Definitely worried Dutch Trucks for a little bit, but just couldn't quite get on terms, despite having the medium tyres against Dutch's slightly worn hards. Singapore, of course, a track that really does wear the tyres quite heavily, so he missed his... He only really had one chance where he looked like he might get past Dutch, but Dutch managed to fend him off, but he held on for a magnificent P2. He rounds the penultimate corner, and driving up now to the final corner. Late apex, and now drives for the line, and he goes second, 13.4. Excellent lap there from AJU. Really now starting to show a bit of form for a bit of a inconspicuous start. Now he is really starting to deliver some cracking results there, and he has now put himself right in the mix. 13.4 leapfrogs Tico, who is still sat in the pits, waiting for him to come out and do his second run as Wesker goes second. So Wesker now has dispossessed AJU of a front row start. 13.429 play against AJU's 13.450 and Tico on the 13.493, so very tight at the top at the moment. Graham still waiting to come out. We've got Zumpy and Sway on their way out. Tico on an outlap now, so we'll keep an eye out for him. It's Cliffy and Panda who've currently set their times on the medium, dropping down the order a little bit now, down in 10th and 11th. Cliffy moves up to P9. 14.5, but not the tyre to be on at the moment. So let's pick onto the podium, shall we? And a bit of a combative race last time out. Of course, he had a bit of a clash with the then championship leader. So let's see how he gets on coming around sector 2. He is 3.5 tenths up on his current best time. He's certainly somewhere off the pace, so he must have had a bit of trouble in the last sector. Takes the curve on the inside. Now drives up around the penultimate corner, using a bit of the pit lane. Tucks in nicely to the final corner, and then slingshots down and start finish straight. DRS pops open, and he goes... Was that an outlap? Okay, apparently that was an outlap. Never mind. We'll go on board with Sway. He's coming around then. So Sway's shown some good results this season. He's not had the rub of the green for the last couple of weeks. Retired last time at Singapore, so he'll be hoping to bounce back. As he rounds the penultimate corner. One corner to go. Slingshots around. Now drives for the line. Where does Sway end up? Puts himself 5th, 13.5. So very tight at the top. We've got Graham on an outlap finally. Now let's go pick up Tico, who is marginally up. The end of sector 1. Oh, he's had a big slide there. Off the curbs of the chicane. Gathers it up though. A little bit of a drift again there. So Tico is pushing. I feel that might have ruined this lap. Yeah, he's invalidated a lap now, so he has abandoned that run. Dutch Tricks on a lap. Where is he? There he is. What has Dutch got on provisional pole by just under 1/10 of a second? Let's watch the FTRL GOAT in action. He is 39 thousandths up in the first sector. Track starting to rubber in. I feel like he's gone out a little bit early for his third run. Clearly hoping for a bit of clear track. Oh, he's wide and he's invalidated. So Dutch Tricks invalidates his lap. Gonna pick up Graham then, one of the guys who is joint 5th in the championship. And he's kind of filled the role that I would usually give to Co-Andy, which means he's very quick, but he just goes under the radar. Doesn't do anything overly spectacular, so he doesn't do Dutch Tricks pole positions and mega laps, but his racecraft is absolutely superb. And he just ends up with strong results. Goes about his business. Doesn't get in much trouble. Just racks up the points, and that sees him currently battling over that 5th position. Like I mentioned, it is a 16-point gap to Tico, who's 4th, so a long way to go to catch the top 4, but anything can happen. Comes now up to the final corner, and his lap time will be a 1:14.5. That's good enough for P11 at the moment, so not broken into the top 10. So current rundown then with under 5 minutes to go. We've got Dutch Tricks on pole, Wesker 2nd, AJU in 3rd, Tico in 4th, Sway P5. Then the AlphaTauris of Aaron and City Posh separated by 9 thousandths of a second. That is how closely matched they are. 13.756 and a 13.765. So the little love-in AlphaTauri continues. Scuba P8, I think he'll be looking to improve from that. Dan Morris P9 in the second Renault, good luck from him. And then Adamako rounding out the top 10. City Posh has retired from the session. Has he crashed or has he done it in the pits? I think he has done it on... Yeah, I think he's abandoned his lap that he was on. Movement there from Panda up to P9. Panda a bit of a late comer to F1 2020. He's not quite got into the groove yet. We know he is biblically quick on last year's game. Who have we got on a lap? That goes in the pit, so we're just waiting now for everybody to start coming out for these final runs. See a number of the cars trundling down pit lane. Cliffy is probably one to watch on an outlap. Can't hear any sound from the cars. Well, hopefully that will come in the race. Bob, do apologise for that. It's probably just a glitch with the game. It does this sometimes in qualifying. Hopefully it'll sort itself out for the race. No in-game sound. Yes, this is odd. Let's just see if I can hear it on my screen. Nope, I haven't got it either, so hopefully that'll sort itself out for the race, so just bear with us. We're going into a silent mode for this, so everybody can see now on outlaps then. Cliffy and VER Kelvin have just started their flying lap, so we'll keep on board with Cliffy. He could be someone who can challenge at the front. Coming up to the end of Sector 1, he is 0.4 of a second up, so good start from Cliffy. I'll put him on the fringes of the top 10. However, there's a lot of traffic ahead of him. Kicks up the dirt out of the chicane while the Mercedes are getting out of his way. That'll be Sway. Going now around to the end of Sector 2. Looking quick, he's now almost a second up on his lap time. This will be a 13.5, so he's going to put him in the mix. What has he got in the final sector? Cliffy pushing for pole. So we're going to take pole in Canada has a bit of a wobble as he gets on the power out of the penultimate corner. Has that cost him any time? Oh, he's had a huge spin and out of the final corner. Cliffy drops it. The back end gets away from him then. He will be starting down the order. So, unfortunately, Cliffy not going to be at the sharp end of the grid. So then let's go pick up some of the protagonists at the front. We'll go on board with Tico. Has he invalidated? Got red and yellow. I think he might have. So Tico has invalidated his lap. Where is Dutch Tricks? He is going purple. Looking to extend that advantage. So Tico is not going to... I don't believe he's going to trouble the front. No, he's crossed the line. He went fastest. He went faster, but Dutch Tricks drops to a 13.2. So it opens that gap up. Can Wesker respond? Looks like he's down. So he doesn't improve. AJU now coming around at the final couple of corners. He's invalidated his lap as well by the look of it, so he will not improve. Aaron still on a lap. Does he have anything for the 5 cars ahead of him? No, he's invalidated as well, so that appears to be that. And Dutch Tricks ties for the championship lead with the point for pole position. Current championship or previous championship leader Scuba down in P8, so a lot of work for him to do. Same as City Posh down in P9. I think he'll be disappointed with that. Cliffy down in 13th. He'll definitely be disappointed with that. He was on for possibly a top 5 with the lap he was on. So, guy was coming around. And there is the grid. So, Dutch Tricks will start the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring on pole position, alongside Wesker. So pole position 2, Dutch Tricks with Wesker second. They are your front row. AJU and Tico will line up on row 2 with Sway and Aaron. Renewing that rivalry from earlier in the season. They line up 5th and 6th. Dan Morris, an excellent P7 alongside Scuba, the 2 Irish boys on row 4. City Posh and Panda round off the top 10, so that everybody in the top 10 starting on the softs. Behind them we've got Adam Acko, who will be the first with a free choice tyre in P11, with Graham P12, Cliffy P13, onto the podium at P14, VER Kelvin in 15th, and Zumpy rounding off the runners P16. So hopefully the sound will be back for the race. Looks to be dry. Hopefully the sound will be back with us. So let's get some podium predictions in then. I fancy, of course, Tico. The one thing we do need to consider is Tico has a time penalty carried over from last week. So unless he can do something absolutely outstanding at the front, he's probably not in contention for the win. So he's going to be damage limitation this week for Tico. I fancy Dutch for the win. I think Wesker will get second, and I think Sway will take the final podium position, actually. Just because Tico has that penalty. I think Tico will probably finish in the top 3, but I do think that he will not be far enough ahead. Right, so hopefully we've got some sound. There is the predicted race stop strategy. So the soft to hard is an option, or we can do soft, soft, medium, depending on... Yeah, we sound like we've got game sound back again, so all good. Right, so run down to the grid. Pole position for 3-time champ and now joint championship leader Dutch Tricks. Wesker lines up second. He finished P2 in performance yesterday. We're looking to carry over that good form. AJU, star of Singapore, runner-up last time out, continuing his rich vein of form. He lines up P3 in the Ferrari alongside long-time championship leader Tico in the Racing Point. What can he do from there? Can he stall the progress of those around him? Can he move forward and get on the tail of Dutch, try and pull away? He's off the track there. Sway in P5, good return to form for the man in the Mercedes, and renewing his rivalry with Aaron. Those two always seem to be on the track with each other earlier in the season, so that rivalry is renewing tonight. Aaron, of course, in good form as well. Dan Morris, an excellent P7 for the Irishman in the Renault, and he lines up alongside joint championship leader Scuba. We'll be hoping to move forward from there. Maybe expect a little bit more from Scuba. What we're doing is let's get the tyre detail up. That's for the top 10. City Posh in P9. Maybe a little bit disappointed with that. He's had some good form this season, but it's not always worked out for him, especially if he's qualified poorly. So hopefully being in the middle of the pack won't cause him issues, and Panda rounds out the top 10. So those outside of the top 10 with a free tyre choice, nobody on the softs. Adamaco is P11 and the McLaren, he's on the mediums. Graham in P12 on the second Racing Point, also on the mediums, and Cliffy in P13 starting on the mediums. Then behind them we've got three runners on the hard tyres. Onto the podium in the second of the Ferraris, VER Kelvin and his teammate Zumpy also starting on the hard. So they're going to go long in this first stint and going to be quick at the end. So there is your grid. Bob reckons AJ to win, Aaron second, Dutch third. So interesting call there from Bob. AJU is the man to look out for, and away we go. So the timing thing goes mental. I have no idea what's going on. Dutch has got a good start, cuts across in front of Wesker. AJU has got a good start. He's now attacking Wesker for P2. He's going to go round the outside. Wesker fights back. Tico in the mix as well. AJU has a bit of a wobble, but he's on the inside for turn 2 here, so he should get this move done if he can run him wide. We've got somebody spinning the back with Sway, I think, has gone round. Yeah, Sway has gone round on the exit of turn 1. Was the contact, or was that on his own? Might have jinxed him there, so I do apologise for that, Sway. Once again, the timing being going mental. Sorts itself out now. So Dutch Tricks has got the jump from pole. AJ up to second, so apparently Grandad Bob's praise has done him wonders. And Tico up to third, so Wesker down 2. Really, Tico up a position already and on the attack of AJU. Difficult to find a way through there. Aaron up to P5 with Sway's demise. Scuba up to P6, good start from him. City Posh P7, Adamaco P8, Graham P9. Dan Morris has gone backwards a little bit. He's down to P10. Cliffy up to 11th. Panda down a couple. And Zumpy up ahead of both his teammate and onto the podium into 13. And Sway now playing catch up all the way at the back. So no DRS yet, so can Tico get a good run? Got another yellow flag. Oh, has somebody gone round? Oh, it's Aaron. Aaron has dropped it out of the final corner. So we saw Cliffy go in qualifying, and now Aaron has done it in the race. And he has picked up wing damage on the right hand side there, so Aaron's race is already compromised. He'll be pitting this lap. So both the cars who started on the third row in trouble on the opening lap. One man not in trouble is this man, Dutch Tricks. He leads. AJU still second. Tico very close in attendance though behind him. And Wesker going with them. A little bit of a gap back to Scuba in the second Williams. He's trying to bridge that gap. At the moment everybody's still within DRS range of each other. Unfortunately it's not active yet. Despite what it says it's not lap 3, it is only lap 2. The game having a bit of a glitch. Wesker picked up a penalty already. It's only lap 2 and he's already picked up a 3-second penalty. So Wesker a little bit ragged in the opening stages. You can see we've got a 5 car just about breaking away. Scuba's managed to bridge that gap to his teammate while dropping City Posh. So on to lap 3 we go. Dutch Tricks with another fastest lap, but the DRS is now active. Top 5 have broken clear. Aaron into the pits. Fresh wing for him. Second battle pack here. We've got City Posh leading the second train. He's got pretty much everybody tucked in behind him. Adamaco close behind him in the McLaren. Dan Morris recovering up to P8. Cliffy up to 9th. So we'll start from him from 13th. Gran into the top 10. He's got Panda all over the back of him now. Panda recovering after a poor start. Has been a feature of his since he's picked up the 2020 game. And the hard tyre runners just dropping away a little bit, still just about in touch. But struggling a little bit on those hard tyres. You've got Zumpy onto the podium and VER Kelvin. They will come back stronger at the end of the race and they can get onto something a little bit softer. Sway taking a little bit of time out of the cars ahead of him. I think he got away without any wing damage. Let's have a look. No, he has got wing damage on the right hand side there, so maybe he would be advised to pit and see what he can do. Oh, into the pits has come Wesker. Now Wesker picked up wing damage. So running P4. This is a very early stop, unless he's doing the two-stopper. Have a look, is he changing his wing? He is, so he's picked up some wing damage there, so he's decided to cut his losses on time lost. Tico has now taken P2 from AJU meantime, so Tico through up to second. Now he's going to set off chasing down Dutch Tricks, who's got a 1.7 second gap. AJU though is not done with Tico yet. Dutch Tricks with a lock-up, Tico with a lock-up as well. So the top two pushing. Scuba all the while closing as well. So now we've got four. Oh, basically a bit of a gap, so we've got Dutch on his own, and then Tico, AJU and Scuba all together, and a bit of a gap back, and then you've got this train led by City Posh, which has got Adamaco, Dan Morris, Cliffy, Graham, Panda, all in a line, 5th to 10th. And it all spreads out a little bit behind them. Oh, Tico wide out the final corner. Adamaco. Oh, into the pits has come City Posh. Has he picked up wing damage? Or is this just a standard stop? This is just a scheduled stop. So he's gone onto the hards early. And away he goes. So some interesting strategies playing out here. And City Posh down to 14th. So the AlphaTauris 14th and 16th at the moment. Panda picks up a penalty. Race leader is still Dutch Tricks. 1.6 seconds ahead of long-time rival Tico, who's bringing AJU and Scuba with him. Scuba very close to the back of the Ferrari man now. Cliffy now also very much on the back of Dan Morris. A little bit further back. Into the pits comes Scuba and Tico, so early stops here, so a lot of people seem to be going. Are they going long? So what tyre is Tico going to go onto then? So this is going to have ramifications for the race victory. Tico is going onto the hard, so he's only one stopping. VER Kelvin in as well. Scuba onto the hards, yep, so the one stop seems to be the favoured strategy here. Where are they going to come out relative to Wesker? Wesker's just set the fastest lap of the race, but he's going to come out behind. So despite the undercut, that wing change he needed has cost him, and he's behind his teammate. He's also behind City Posh. So race leader Dutch Tricks, does he respond is the question. Of that battle of five we had, just the two remain on track, Dutch Tricks and AJU. On lap 6, Sumpy picks up a penalty. Up to P8 though, so hard strategy paying off for him. Well into the top 10. Adamaco and Cliffy, both on the mediums, running 3rd and 4th. Dutch Tricks pits, AJU pits, so all the front runners getting off those soft tyres early on. Soft tyres not lasting. And that will promote Adamaco into the race lead. Cliffy goes through for second. And we've got a battle behind. Graham looking down the inside of Dan Morris. It's a late move. Dan sees him, gives him the room. Now he's going to try and run around the outside, keep the speed up. His tyres seem to be struggling. Graham's going to fight around the outside of 2. Then have the inside for 3. Dan Morris is going to try and run him out of road. Graham hangs on the inside, but gives the position up. Great battling. Dan Morris still on the softs he started with. He's taken them 6 laps. Panda as well, also going 6 laps on the softs. So they're running longer. Dutch has come out in P9. Tico just half a second behind him. So it would suggest he's taken a big chunk of time out of him there. It would suggest that those tyres are starting to go. So I'd expect Dan Morris and Panda in this time. Scuba has jumped AJU in the pits. It's Cliffy now closing on the back of Adamaco for the race lead. VR Kelvin picks up a penalty. Dan Morris is going to peel off here, you think? Yes, he does. Panda continues though. Let's go Panda. Thinks he can carry on. He's in the slipstream. He's got Zumpy on those hard tyres. So now closing him down. Battle for the lead. Adamaco and Cliffy half a second between them. So swoop through turn 2 and 3. Ran up towards this tricky turn 4. It's fast, you've got to take curb on the inside. Avoid running out wide to get a penalty, but that curb on the inside can also kill you very easily, as I found out. And turn 5 with the infamous Goy curb on the inside. Do not touch that curb. So let's have a look then at the interval to the leader. So where is Dutch Trucks relative to the leaders? He's 12 seconds off the race lead at the moment. Tico about 0.8 per second behind him. So Wesker's been the big loser, having picked up some wing damage. Dropping behind City Posh. He is about 3 seconds off the back of AJU, who he was battling with earlier on. Come around here and there. Cliffy is close to Adamaco. DRS pops open. Panda pits. Adamaco got a good slingshot there off the final corner though. He will hold the lead into turn 1. Cliffy closing up onto the back of him again though. Into 2. Adamaco slightly wide line. Door slightly open for Cliffy, but not open enough. He drops back in. They're using all the track and a bit of curb. Adamaco a little bit tighter. Sweep through the chicane for the 9th time. 35 lap race, so a long way to go. To continue to battle behind. We've got Dutch Tricks very much on the back of VAR Kelvin. He's got Tico glued to his rear wing. So he's been held up a little bit in traffic here. Of course, VAR Kelvin started on the hards, and Dutch has got a great run and down the inside. Great move from Dutch. Got a fantastic run. He takes the position away. Not a standard overtaking position, but Dutch Tricks doing Dutch Tricks things. Change for the race lead meanwhile. Cliffy into 1, has got the move done. He's got the DRS again for the 2nd straight. Tico has taken VAR Kelvin as well. So Cliffy now into the lead of the race. What can he do from here? Tico following through his fellow countrymen. Puts a move on Dan Morris further down and then picks up a penalty. That's ideal. Panda. Dutch Tricks now closing on the back of onto the podium. Tico, I think, will be very sick of the sight of the back of that Ferrari after they clashed last week. He'll be hoping for an easier ride this time. But one thing you do not get right, one thing you do not get with onto the podium is an easy ride on that bus. So up to the final corner. Dutch Tricks in DRS range. Aaron now with a penalty. And Dutch manufacturer move on to the podium. The podium's going defensive, so Dutch is going to have to go the long way. He's going to make it as hard as he can. He's going to run him out. But Dutch gets alongside. He's now got the inside for turn 2. Going onto the podium, hang on around the outside for 3. Not quite. Dutch gets in front. Dutch up to P5, which now means that Tico is back with his nemesis from last week. Hopefully there'll be a clean run. Zumpy and Graham having a good battle over the final spot on the podium. Graham, of course, who started on the medium. Zumpy, who started on the hards. So they're both going along in this first stint. I'd imagine Graham will swap onto the hard tyre. Well, Zumpy could potentially go onto either compound, soft or medium, depending on how long he wants to take these tyres. Here is the battle though, resuming from last week. No walls this time. No walls close to the track this time anyway, so hopefully will take us up the inside into the final corner. He'll use the DRS, he'll use his ERS. The opponent's going to give him a squeeze. Ooh, more contact. Onto the podium, is going to come back at him. But Tico gets the move done. Great overtake there from Tico. A banana skin dodged. He can now set about trying to chase down Dutch Tricks again. Onto the podium now has Scuba closing in the background. Meanwhile, Adamako has pitted. So he drops out. So Cliffy now 6 seconds up the road on his own. Graham and Zumpy now battling over P2. Yellow flag. That looks as if... Oh, it's onto the podium, it's gone round. Has he clipped Goy curb? At turn 5. So onto the podium, drops the Ferrari. And he's down to P14. Back from whence he started. P2 raging on. Graham has pulled a bit of a gap there, so he should be safe from Zumpy this lap. Yes, there's always a lot of love for an onto the podium error, unfortunately, and Michael C is cheering as if his football team just won the league. Everybody just spreading out a little bit at the moment. There's a bit of a train going on behind VR Kelvin. He's got City Posh and Wesker tucked up behind him. Of course, VR Kelvin started on the hard tyres. The two behind him have pitted. A good run this from VR Kelvin so far. Solidly in the top 10. Bosch now all over the back of the Alfa Romeo. Did a good run there through 11, but not as good a run as we saw Dutch Tricks get a couple of laps ago. Onto the podium, picks up a time penalty to compound his misery. Kelvin shaped for a pit stop, then runs back out, clips the grass on the outside. City Posh and Wesker now very close to the back of the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Tower has got a great run here, down the inside well before turn 1, and I think Wesker's going to go for it as well. So 2 positions lost for VR Kelvin. City Posh and Wesker make their way through. Now up front, Cliffy continues to lead. The gap is 7.8 seconds. Red Bull man managing his tyres very well. Top two still on the mediums they started with. So how much longer do they want to take those tyres? Zumpy closing on the back of Graham again, but Dutch Tricks is now on the back of him. A little bit further back, so Cliffy carries on again. We drop back here. And you've got Graham hanging on to P2. Zumpy, the reigning Div 1 champ, behind him. And then behind him looms that black and yellow Renault. And Dutch Tricks at the wheel. And behind him the Pink Panther of Tico coming as well. Graham going defensive. Zumpy tries to find a way through. All the while Dutch Tricks keeping an eye on this. Oh, Graham's on the grass on the inside there as he goes mega defensive. Zumpy's going to try and round the outside here. But Graham has held him off for now. I think perhaps that Graham's tyres are past their best. Dutch Tricks looking for a way through now. Zumpy is now both attacking and defending. Oh, he's gone wide there though. On the grass, that lets Dutch Tricks through. I think Tico will get through as well. He does. So a gift of a position for Dutch and for Tico there. Through they go. Adamako and Panda are very close, a little bit further back. And Wesker has found his way past City Posh as well, while we're watching that battle further forward. Race leader, round again he goes, so still not pitting. Meanwhile, Graham has now got, and Graham has decided he doesn't want any of that. Oh, he's almost crashed into the pit lane there. He attacks the pit lane entrance, ran out of the curb. He pits, so he takes his lap, his tyres 15 laps. And that releases Dutch and Tico to go after Cliffy. The gap is 9.7 seconds. Where is Graham going to come out? Going on between BER Kelvin and Adamako, the side by side coming out of 1 into 2. Adamako to the outside. A lock up from BER Kelvin. Oh, Tico, oh, spinning, keeps it at the wall. Was the contact? Morris goes through. Here comes Graham just after his pit stop. He sweeps around the outside. That's unfortunate for BER Kelvin. As we saw there, Tico just picked up a penalty. Now, battle continues to rage between Wesker and City Posh. One of the closest battles at the moment. Tico right on the back of Dutch as well. Race leader is in, so Cliffy pits. Where does he filter out? A 9-second lead when he pits. 13th. Where is he going to filter back out? Here he comes. He's going to drop in right behind City Posh, so he's out in P8. But he is on a lot fresher tyres. Managed to get them 16 laps. What can he do now? So everybody now onto the hard tyre. And the closest battle at the moment is this one we're watching. Oh, Cliffy's picked up a penalty straight out of the box. So 3-second penalty for him as City Posh gets a tail slide on. Gets on the power out of 5. Panda and Adamako also battling just behind them. Oh, Adamako on the grass there as he turned in and settled the car slightly. The Red Bull and the AlphaTauri are nose to tail just ahead of them. Scuba now also right on the tail of Zumpy, who's still running. Of course, he started on the hards. But this should be an easy overtake for Scuba, who's down the inside into 1. And up into P3 he goes with relative ease. A little further back there, Panda just got the move done on Adanako into turn 1, and he takes P9. Cliffy has also leapfrogged City Posh. Big corner fight back. Cliffy now P7, he's got 1.3 seconds to Wesker. And there's a battle going down a little bit lower the order. And it's always going to be personal. As he picks up a time penalty, Aaron is hunting down onto the podium. This is bound to be tasty. So let's see what onto the podium has got for Aaron, shall we? Onto the podium is likely to go on to the medium tyre. Aaron is already close on fuel. He's also down on his ERS, so he's been pushing hard. Cliffy sets the fastest lap of the race, and he is already hunting down Wesker. Let's keep an eye on this battle for now. Oh, Aaron comes in hot to the final corner. Closing the gap, he'll have the DRS onto the podium, already going defensive. Aaron not close enough this time, thinks better of it. Tries to set him up for a run out towards turn 2, in with the DRS again. But not close enough. Right, battle we need to watch. There's the man who ran longest, it's Cliffy, who is now charging, and he's on the back of Wesker for P6. AJU now on the back of Zumpy as well. How much longer is Zumpy going to be on those tyres for? So the tyres he started on, AJU with the slipstream. DRS open as well. He's closing down the inside. And that should be a fairly easy overtake into one. Zumpy doesn't fight him too hard. Not his race. And through he goes. Wesker has managed to fend off for the time being. Here we go again. Meanwhile, in this battle for P14. Around the outside, can he do a switch back? He's going to try and a long way. Got a slight overlap, but onto the podium, got good traction out of turn 1, and he will hold on to the position for now. These two continuing to duke it out. Both these drivers have had a spin in this race. Onto the podium, lost it here. Handful of laps ago, Aaron spun out the final corner on the opening lap. Oh, he's had a good run onto the podium a little bit wide. Aaron's got a bit of an overlap, has he? Down the inside and force the issue. The podium's going to hang on the inside though. Oh, contact and around goes onto the podium. Second spin of the race. There's going to be no quarter given there. The yellow flag is out. No virtual safety car though. He is on his way again. So back with the race leaders. We've not checked in on them in a while. Dutch Tricks continues to lead. Tico 7/10 of a second behind him. Of course he has at least one penalty in the race, and of course a 10-second penalty, so Tico needs to push the pace, see what kind of gap he can build. At the moment he's got 4.5 seconds back to Scuba, who's in third. Excellent drive from him, started P8, he's up to P3. And in the background, AJU, who's on a lap fresher tyres, trying to bridge that gap. Can he get a podium? Of course he'll probably jump onto the podium with the penalty situation ahead, as long as he can keep his own penalties down. Zumpy still going round. When is he going to make the jump on to the medium tyres, or is he going to try and go into the softs? We shall see. And then Wesker and Cliffy still running nose to tail. Cliffy not able to find a way through just yet. He's on significantly fresher tyres, so still got the pace. Behind these two, got another terrific battle going on. City Posh and Panda. We're now closing down on the other tower. We've got a yellow flag, and that looks to be Adamako, and he's crashed at turn 4. Safety car. The safety car is out on lap 22. Now, what does this do for the tyre situation? Who's going to pit? Do the race leaders pit? So they'll be the first ones round. This definitely helps. Tico pits, Dutch does not. What's Scuba going to do? Scuba's going to pit. AJU pits. Zumpy has to pit. Really, this is perfect for him. Cliffy's going to carry on because he's obviously not recently. He's only recently stopped. Wesker's in, so Cliffy's going to go round. City Posh is in. Panda is in. Dan Morris coming round now as well. He will likely peel off. He does. Graham's P11. He's not long stopped. Does he fancy being on some racier tyres? He does. He pits. Aaron coming round. He's going to pit. Sway, of course, who had that off on the opening lap. At the first turn, in fact. Not see much of a result. He's going to pit onto the podium. He'll pit. Obviously, he's not yet stopped. VER Kelvin, who has just pitted, might benefit here, picking up a few places. So behind the safety car, Dutchtrix is the race leader. Cliffy is now P2. Tico is P3, but on the medium tyres, so he's going to be racy. However, he probably didn't want a safety car because obviously he's got a 10-second penalty to take on his race time. So he needs to open that gap. That's why he needs a racy tyre. So he's going to be looking to make as well. He needs to get past these two really and try and run away and build a gap. Scuba P4, AJU is P5, Zumpy P6. So that's worked out beautifully for him. Made his pit stop, and he's out in P6. City Posh is P7 ahead of Panda. Wesker now P9, and Dan Morris rounding out the top 10. Everybody stopped under that safety car apart from VER Kelvin, who had just pitted anyway. He's now up to P12. He's ahead of Aaron Sway and onto the podium. And top 2. Dutchtrix is on 15 lap old hard tyres. Cliffy behind him has only got 5 laps on his. And then everybody else now on the medium tyres. So we're going to have 13 very racy drivers. 2 guys on hards. So has Dutch made a mistake here? Now, I'm thinking back to season, I want to say 10, possibly 11. And it was the US, in fact it must be 10. Now, it was probably season 10 at USA. And it was T1000 Zach leading the race quite comfortably. And the safety car came out late on, and he didn't pit, and everybody behind him pitted. And then he ran into trouble, and he dropped back, and that cost him the championship that season. So, obviously it's not easy to overtake around here, but as we saw last week, Dutchtrix, an expert at defending with older tyres. Again, this isn't a circuit. This is probably a circuit you can defend on quite well. So, Dutch has chosen track position. Cliffy, obviously having just pitted, he's showing good pace anyway. But now we're going to have an 11-lap sprint when the safety car comes in, if it is this lap. We're going to go one more lap safety car in this lap, so we're about to go racing on lap 25. So there will be 11 to go. Yeah, Dutch saying there for Michael there, commenting if Dutch can hold Cliffy back, he doesn't need to worry about Tico. Question is though, can Cliffy hold Tico back? When does Dutch go? He goes. Cliffy's gone with him. Tico's had an excellent launch. He's going to be right on the back of Cliffy here. Back into the slipstream. Cliffy going defensive. Tico's going to go around the long way. Cliffy on his toes. Trying to go around the long way. Oh, he's been forced off the track. Cliffy's had a moment though. And that's going to give Tico the position, you feel. He's got the inside for 2. Just run Cliffy wide if he can. Cliffy's going to try and hang on around the outside though. Oh, Tico's had a big snap oversteer there as he tries to switch back. And now Scuba on the attack on the outside. And Tico has gone from second to 4th. So Tico being aggressive, but it hasn't paid off for him. And Scuba capitalises. So Dutch managed to avoid any trouble there. Cliffy was more worried about defending from Tico than attacking Dutch. Dutch on old tyres, so I expect Cliffy to come back at him, but Cliffy is going to have all these medium shod runners all over the back of him. That could compromise him if he wants to try and attack the race leader. As you were in the field, everybody's still very tightly bunched though. Here we go again, look at this train behind Cliffy. The medium shod runners, Cliffy's going defensive. Oh, a couple of movements there, it's not ideal. Scuba goes to the outside. Can he make this work? He's got a little bit deep though. Trying to get the run off the corner. Again, Cliffy going defensive. Scuba's going to have to go around the outside. Can he hang on around the outside? I think he can. Oh, there's got a big contact. Oh, and off into the wall. Scuba's in the wall. And out. Cliffy is still in the race, but I think he's got damage. He's around. And a virtual safety car. Neither driver wanted to yield. It looked as if Scuba had that position. We had the line. There was contact as they came out of turn 3. That sent Scuba around. He hit the wall. His tyre is off. He is out. Cliffy down to the back. Tico got away with it, and he's now P2. So we go back racing, and City Posh on his toes has jumped Zumpy. Tico. Oh, has Tico picked up damage? Has Tico lost his wing in that? Zumpy's in the pits as well. I think there's been some contact, so maybe Tico didn't get away with that. Yeah, he's getting a new wing, so he got wing damage in that. So unfortunately, Tico did get caught up in that accident. So he really could have done without that safety car. That has left Dutch Tricks in the race lead comfortably. AJU now second, and City Posh has found himself in P3. Panda now P4, Wesker's P5, Dan Morris up in P6, Gran P7, VR Kelvin's P8, Sway P9, and Aaron back into the top 10. Cliffy on the back of the train. What can he do on those hard tyres? The race leader is just back in DRS range, so AJU on the attack for the second week in a row of Dutch Tricks. He's got the DRS, he sets the fastest lap of the race as well, so AJU is now charging. So can AJU overhaul Dutch Tricks? He is closing, he's now half a second. Sway is up now to P8, he passes VR Kelvin. AJU is caught Dutch Tricks. He is there. We have got a battle for the lead again. We saw this last week. Dutch Tricks on old hards, AJU on fresh mediums. He held him off then. Can he do it again? He's got 7 laps to try and find a way through. You feel with that safety car, those tyres will not be an issue this week. Singapore quite heavy on the tyre wear, so the mediums eventually went off. Then Dutch could just eke out an advantage. This week you feel those tyres will hold up for AJU, so he's now got 7 laps to find a way through. Cliffy has picked up a penalty as he's trying to find his way through. Further back. Oh, Dutch Tricks locks up. AJU comes in very hot, just avoids the back of the Renault. You feel he's going to get a good run here. AJU, DRS is open. Dutch goes defensive. AJU on the attack. Trying to go around the outside. Is he going to try and switch back? He is. He's up the inside and into the race lead goes AJU. Change for the lead. AJU leads the Hungarian Grand Prix. Dutch Tricks down to P2. And now is he going to be vulnerable from the cars coming behind him? We've got more medium Chevrolets. Tico sets the fastest lap, a 16.1 on those soft tyres, so he's just trying to pick up what he can do. Panda picks up a penalty there, running wide at turn 4. So now, can City Posh launch an attack on Dutch Tricks? Zumpy now set the fastest lap. So he also pitted at the end of that virtual safety car. So are we going to have a mixed up order here? Because Dutch Tricks now looks vulnerable to City Posh. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. That is, I think that's Zumpy. He's lost it. He's lost it off turn 5. He's hit Goy curb. Here we go then. Dutch Tricks has got DRS off AJU just. That might save him this lap, but City Posh is right with the Renault man, and those hard tyres are well past their best. Now Dutch Tricks is the cork in the bottle. He's now out of DRS range as well. So AJU on course, potentially. I don't know what his, can't remember what his penalty situation is at the moment. He's on course for victory here. Dutch in second, but he is fighting a rearguard action. He's got City Posh, he's got Panda, he's got Wesker, all queuing up behind him. Then there's a bit of a gap. Dan Morris 2.4 seconds back, holding on to P6 though. Oh, Panda with another penalty, so after all, Panda racking up the penalties here at the moment. Aaron and Sway are battling over 8th and 9th. Dutch Tricks locks a tyre. As you mentioned, that Aaron picks up a penalty. Another lock-up from Dutch Tricks. AJU is away this time, so Dutch is not going to have the DRS this time. Is this City Posh's chance? He's got a good slingshot out the final corner. Dutch has gone defensive. City Posh not close enough though, not this time. Oh, but Dutch is wide. And City Posh is going to have a run. Down to turn 2, he's going to have to go around the long way. He is ahead. Oh, there's contact. And he gets the overtake done. City Posh up to P2. And now Dutch Tricks is clinging onto a podium. So has that decision not to pit come back and haunted him? Dan Morris with a penalty. Dutch Tricks now the man under pressure. AJU has got a 1.4 second lead. He's on course for his first victory unless City Posh can deny him. City Posh took his victory in performance last week at Baku. So podium now with a penalty. Let's go have a look at this battle between Sway and Aaron a little bit further back. They're nose to tail as well. And they're on the back of Graham. So another little pack going on here. I'll go back now quickly. Just coming up to final corner. And now Panda is hot on the heels of Dutch Tricks, and again Dutch does not have DRS, I don't think. He doesn't. Here comes FTRL Panda. He's just going to go round the outside and onto the podium. He goes, and Dutch is now down to P4. And now Wesker is on the back of him. As Cliffy passes VR Calvin into 1. VR Calvin comes back at him. On those hard tyres, not having the grip. Good battle here going on for 7th, 8th and 9th between Graham, Sway and Aaron. Make their way through the middle part of the lap. Just follow my leader through this point. Try not to run too wide, pick up penalties. We've seen quite a few people getting penalties. I think at this corner here, running a little bit wide. City Posh there. Oh, City Posh has just picked up a penalty. Back up with the battle for the podium places. AJU 2 seconds up the road. Dutch Tricks is now going to be under pressure from Wesker. He will have DRS this time. He's on the overtake. So is Wesker though. Wesker is closing. Closing. Trying to go to the inside. Door opens up. Oh, there's contact. Bit of wheel banging and Wesker is through and Dutch is down to P5. Yellow flag set to 3. Oh, Cliffy has crashed. Or is he in the pits? He might be in the pits. He is in the pits. Yeah, so Cliffy is retired in the pit lane. Well, Dutch Tricks dropping down the order as the guys on the medium tyres come past him. However, the penalty situation ahead of him might yet work in his favour. AJU continues to lead. It's 1 point. Oh, Panda has passed City Posh. So while we were watching Wesker and Dutch, I think Panda may have taken P2 into 1 as well. Panda is charging now. He's taken half a second out of the race leader and put half a second into City Posh. We know Panda though does have quite a few penalties already. AJU then about to start his penultimate lap. Can he hang on? Spreading out a little bit. So AJU leads. Panda is second. City Posh is third. Wesker is fourth. Dutch Tricks down to P5, having not pitted under the safety car. I think that has come back and bitten him here. However, with Scuba out, Aaron down in P9, Tico down in P12, he will extend his championship lead, despite perhaps not standing on the podium this week. BR Kelvin with another penalty, Aaron with another penalty as well. This battle continues to rage on. Graham at the head of it. Sway right behind him and Aaron looking for a way past and onto the podium, very quickly joining this battle as well. Gap for the race lead is now just 0.8 of a second. So Panda has got the magnets on. About to start the final lap. AJU had a good run there at the final corner. He'll be safe from DRS. So 1 lap to go to claim his maiden victory in FTRL. Sway and Aaron not able to find a way past. It's all as you were there. Nothing happening down into 2. Back with the race leader. He leads Panda still second. City Posh third. Wesker right on the back of him. Dutch Tricks now dropped away by a couple of seconds. Oh, City Posh has dropped it at turn 5 and drops off the podium. So Wesker up to third. Dutch back up to fourth. And now Dan Morris right on his tail. So City Posh has drama on the final lap. Just 2 corners to go for AJU. Navigates the first of them okay. 1 to go. Out of the final corner, and Grandad Bob has predicted it absolutely spot on. AJU is your winner of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Panda comes home P2 on track, but Wesker will jump him on penalties. Dutch jumps him as well up to P3. And City Posh up to P4, so despite that spin, Graham up to P4 on the penalties. City Posh 5th, Sway finishes in 6th, Panda down to 7th with his penalties gone to the podium up to 8th. Ahead of Dan Morris, and Aaron rounds out the top 10. BR Kelvin is 11th. Tico only P12. And Zumpi will round out the finishers in P13. Then Graham gets driver of the day, up from, where did he start? He's outside the top 10. He finishes 4th when the penalty situation falls out, so once again under the radar, picks up a solid result, say podium. AJU takes his first victory in FTRL, and fully deserved. Excellent drive from him, with Wesker coming home P2 and Dutch Trick salvaging a podium in P3 in the end. So there we have it then. AJU is your race winner. No penalties to his name as well. That is the secret to this one. Wesker comes home P2 and Dutch P3. Graham comes home in P4. 12th on the grid to where he started, so up 8 positions. Again, no penalties for him. City Posh, what could have been for him, should have been on that podium, but a last lap error drops him down to P5, with Sway coming home in P6 again. Another one with no penalties there, so 3 top 6 no penalties. And Panda, who racked up, was it 9 seconds of penalty there? 12 seconds of penalties there for Panda, so scruffy from him. 7th onto the podium, 8th Dan Morris, 9th, and Aaron rounds out the top 10. Alright, so let's see who's available to come and chat with me. Probably set up a party first. Back. So, what was threatening to be a bit of a run-of-the-mill race, throw in a safety car. Once again, Hungary delivers an absolute cracker. AJU. Mr. Tricks. And let's go. There we go, let's see who can join us. Dutch should join us. So hopefully either Wesker or hopefully AJU can join us if you've won the race. And our survey says nope, doesn't look like we'll be joining us. So it's just you then, Dutch. So
yes.
It was all going really well, and that safety car came out.
Yeah.
You didn't decide to pit. What was the thought process there?
Thought the position was more important around here.
Important. Well, it worked out for you last week. This week is, I think there's a little bit more. I think there's probably a few more overtaking opportunities here, and that was
and the tyre wear is a lot higher. So.
Yeah. Well, it was all going very well. Obviously got pole position, led the early stages.
Yeah.
It was looking very comfortable until that point. So other than the safety car, I think this one was pretty much yours to lose.
Yeah, I was surprised I got pole with Tico invalidation at 13 flat. I made a mistake in my own lap, so it was still not the best, but yeah, it was quite comfortably in the lead. And then the safety car changed everything, and then Tico got hit with his front wing, scuba, and crashing out with Cliffy. Then everything went wrong, and I had zero grip, and my tires at the end were 80%, so it wasn't really fun.
Well, so I've dropped down the order a little bit. Obviously got the one back on the last lap there, but a P3 and all your championship rivals in strife. So you've come away with an extended championship lead. So all in all, probably not too dissatisfied with how this one's worked out.
Yeah, it's not too bad actually, extending the lead. So, but yeah, overtaking Scuba of course with him 0 points. So I think he's pretty much out of it. Yeah, don't know really. Tico is now 10 or 14 points between that behind, with him only scoring 8 points or so. So.
Yeah, a bit of work to do, so it's looking good at this stage, but obviously still 4 races to go. Looking ahead to next week then, we've got Brazil. How do you feel about Interlagos?
Tricky circuit, but yeah, one of the tracks I didn't race that yet so on this game. So a lot of tracks because I didn't do career mode, because I don't like it at all, but yeah, I think it should be okay, and maybe some little rain in the race.
So you say it's a circuit with a chance of rain, isn't it?
Yeah, quite like the rain on this year's game, so.
Well, maybe we will see a little sprinkling next week then, but congratulations on P3, even if it maybe wasn't what you were hoping for, but I'm sure the championship lead is a decent consolation prize.
Yeah, it's always good to extend the lead.
Well, there we go then. So Dutch Tricks assumes the lead of the championship with just 4 races to go. Can he be caught? Obviously that's the end of Div 1 action for this week, but plenty more to come. Starting tomorrow with Div 2 from the Hungaroring. Expect more cracking action as we've seen tonight. And then it's over to GT Sport for the Thursday and Friday. GT2, the Porsche Super Cup, which was outstanding last week from Blue Moon Infield A. This week we are at Sardegna B, so do join us for that, as the oven is cooking nicely, taking 2 wins, with Donzo taking the 3rd one. And then on Friday we're back with GT1 with the British Touring Car Championship. FTRL Aaron taking 2 wins in the opening week, with Rom Elson taking the 3rd, but all to play for with still 7 rounds to go. So do join us for that. But for this evening, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow for Div 2 action.